Hello and welcome back to the channel. There's a lot of unrest, is it? Many are disappointed, annoyed, nothing is happening. The markets aren't going up. And October, it is indeed a flop, or perhaps whatever you want to call it, as you might say. Well, I have a different perspective on things, but let's take it one step at a time. I do not provide investment or financial advice. If you like what I do, please subscribe, like the video. Today I will show you how I see the whole situation, so it will be a bit of that now. Well, I'm doing this now without being well prepared. I just researched for about an hour earlier and took a look at how the connections are, because we currently have CPOs. And then this week, the BRICS summit, the 16th, begins. And the question arises again and again, will BRICS use XRP or not? Then a paper circulated through the ETA where messaging was discussed. So I always say to people, take a look at this when you see something like that. I don't know who posts things. If it was the BRICS countries, fine, but they have now promoted their own message system. It states that their system is extremely cost-effective, while the costs of SWIFT are relatively low, but the transaction or messaging costs with XRP or on the XRP ledger and the Stellar network are indeed very high. Well, now I'll just briefly show you a little bit more of the current mood as it is today. Today it was very red, but now it's turned a bit green again. Look at the chart. Now everything is green again. Now people are calming down. I'll show you the year. Do you see that? And here I will give an example because I am invested in it. Specifically, Jasmine. Jasmine has now increased by an average of 500,000% over the year, which is 5 times. Although it had a high of 0.04, this means it went from 0.04 to 0.02. It's a loss of 50%. And all the panic. I know, I talk a lot about XRP. That's just a thing of mine. I see the application and I do a lot of research on it. And then I came across a video. I already announced this in a video on Sunday. And I thought, let me check it out now. And here. I will go into it a bit longer during the live stream at 1:00, focusing on the complete interview, or rather the last 8 minutes. They are very exciting. We will go through it step by step this evening. But here's just a snippet, and then I'll show you. What I see, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what will happen. I also don't know what I'm going to wear tonight. Let me take a look. So, if you have clothes, I can give you a tip. The link is in the video description. Our CryptoClothing and More shop. There you will find various logos, different clothes, such as t-shirts and more. But now back to the topic. Thank you much for your attention. If you want to browse, feel free to browse. A few things are still missing. But if you have any requests, the logos have all been published. You can view them. If you have questions, email me. The email is also in the video description below, along with all the links that I will show you today. Specifically, it is an interview with Augustin Carstens, the head of the Bank for International Settlements, on CNBC TV 18. It is an Indian CNBC affiliate with approximately almost 3 million incredible subscribers. They really put out a lot of variety of content. Now, let's dive into it.
You know, it has absolutely been a fabulous interaction with Nandan. It was an effort to bring together financial minds with technological minds.
He talks about having a very, very good conversation. A fabulous conversation with Mr. Nandan Nilekani. And let's move on. Let's remember the name Mr. Arnett. I'll show it to you again shortly.
And so the way this actually happened is that I wrote a paper presented in Singapore last year. I came to the G Summit here in Bangalore. I met with Nandan Nilekani as a very dear friend, and I said, Nandan, how do you do this? bring this into reality. He said, no problem, we can do this very quickly.
So, what did he say here? He had a good conversation? The interview then continues, referring to the gentleman as a very good friend. And he presented a very prestigious paper at the G Summit last year. So that was in 23. And the good man, this is him, Mr. Nandan Nilekani. Born in 55, Managing Director of the highly renowned Indian IT company Infosys Technologies. Then we go down a little bit further. There isn't much to discover about him. After studying at the prestigious Indian Institute of Technology in Bombay, he co-founded Infosys Technologies together with N.R. Narayan Murthy. He is a co-founder of the Indians National Association of Software and Services. Companies named one of the 25 most influential people in Asia by Fortune magazine in 2004. And now we indeed come to the company that he founded. That is Infosys Technologies. They are partnered all over the world. They are very incredibly active. Products and services here include software development and independent validation services offered by Infosys for companies in the fields of finance, insurance, industry, and other areas. One of its most well-known and popular products is Finacle, a universal financial software with various modules for retail and corporate banking. Now let's go to the site. Or rather, I just searched for it. You can read above, Finacle software. Ripple and I browsed a bit, and then went directly to the Infosys page because I wanted to know about the company of Mr. Nandan Nilekani. Our goal is to enhance human potential and create the next opportunity for people, businesses, and communities. And about us, they say themselves, a globally renowned and leading company in the highly esteemed field of next-generation digital services and consulting, involved in 56 countries where we have trusted and respected clients with a total annual revenue of approximately $18.8 billion and over 24 million hours of extensive training for employees worldwide across the globe. And the Indians are really always specialized when it comes to software, etc. But then I thought, let's look around again. What do we have there? And I find the following paper. Viewpoint. Blockchain. Let's scroll down from Infosys. Navigate your next. And there we see the introduction to this paper regarding blockchain. And here we go all the way to the right. According to the World Bank, indeed, the average cost of remittance across the globe is 57%, so the transaction costs are 7.5%. Reducing this cost by even approximately 5% would translate into a saving of 16 billion per year. So if one minimizes costs by just approximately around 5%, there is approximately a saving of $16 billion in total. 16 billion times 20 equals $320 billion, which is spent here on transaction fees, only the fees. This amount, 320 billion, is a staggering sum that is solely allocated to cover transaction fees, and it highlights the immense scale of financial operations involved. And when Brad Garlinghouse says that the costs are simply too high, and that SWIFT is realizing this as well, then we can certainly assume that this will indeed move towards blockchain. But let's go back to this document. Blockchain explored. And here we currently see the current situation. Here we see institutions 1, 2, and 3, and in the middle we have this so-called intermediary that is siphoning off these 320 billion, and such as, for example, and here we simply see the process as it should be, where all institutions essentially transfer directly with each other. in a streamlined manner, saving time, reducing costs, and minimizing risk effectively and efficiently. So, time savings, cost savings, and risk reduction. And if we scroll further down, we come to, for example, digital currencies. We are here at blockchain banking, finance, applications of blockchain, etc. Cards and payments, and here on the right, the middle section states that Santander banks immediate and real-time international payments and foreign remittances are based on core technology provided by Ripple, such as this. Santander estimates that the usage of blockchain by banks can reduce infrastructure costs by up to $20 billion a year. Here it states nothing other than that Bank Santander's real-time cross-border payments, that is, foreign remittances, are built on the core software structure of Ripple. This paper is from the year 2018, indeed, in the month of 2018. Mr. Augustin had a very interesting and insightful discussion with his friend last year. Can we implement this? Yes, we can implement this. And if many keep saying yes, it won't be used, etc., and XRP is dead. You know, I always look at how the tracks are laid out, which train goes where, who is partnered with whom, who is partnered with Ripple, etc. And then I will go to the homepage of Ripple and show you an example of how one must read between the lines. There are this number of 1,700 NDAs, meaning contracts with confidentiality agreements from the partners that one does not speak about openly. We know the exact number precisely from the documents that Ripple had to submit to the SEC as per the requirements. Let's go to the homepage. We help global companies accelerate their financial business. Now let's scroll down a bit. Now let's look at the partners. They are not that important to me. But here we can see, for example, what it means when you look closely. Here we have various partners. And here we have the impacts. Now we only have one partner left, and that is Tranglo. Over more than 100 collaborative partners that Tranglo has gained through Ripple's global network. Only Tranglo has successfully gained over 100 partners through the Ripple network. Approximately 25 million in significant savings for sent by customers from currency conversion, transaction fees, and other related costs. Out of these approximately $320 billion per year, Senbi alone has saved $25 million by using the Ripple network. They do not go through SWIFT, instead they use the XRP ledger. It takes just less than 10 seconds to make a payment with modular only. Also, Ripple partners, and here we indeed have NEOM, with 98% savings on domestic transfer rates for 2021. Never customers. You know, this whole thread and everything related to it, we don't know. I was at Avon on Sunday evening at the regulars table, and Schlauby, one of the developers building on the XRP ledger, said himself that we know nothing at all. Yes, of course we don't know. But when I see and read all of this and connect it now solely with this Indian and Mr. Augustin, I will show you a few things he says in the live stream this evening. It is about tokenization, CBDCs, cross-border payments, and the dollar. Well, let yourselves be surprised. Maybe you'll make it. If not, we'll see each other in the next video. I say goodbye for now, and sincerely wish you to become, be, and remain healthy. Until the next video. Ciao, friends.
WIDES aims to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payment options. 2 years later, a federal payments task force formed, one company focused on crypto. In 2014, the World Bank and the Better Than Cash Alliance, including the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Clinton Global Initiative, and 32 governments, published The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured a crypto company, Ripple. Today, the Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives aim at a goal, the Sustainable Development Goals. For 2030, you can see the SDGs logo on the websites of top companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance, and on the UN's official exchange. Crypto is used for their carbon credit solution. XRP, the world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between banks by 2025, ISO 2022. Ripple was the first ISO 2022 member focused on distributed ledger technology, partnering with over 300 banks like Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, Indonesia, the major banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America, a former employee leading the Federal Reserve, a former employee leading the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division, and leading Australia's CBDC effort. Ripple hired a former U.S. Treasury official, 2 ex-Federal Reserve attorneys, 2 ex-advisors to Clinton and Obama, an ex-Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, an ex-business director at SWIFT, an ex-SWIFT board member, an ex-CFO of PayPal, an ex-head of the DTCC, an ex-chief business officer at Uber, an ex-VP of Amazon, and an ex-SEC chair. Ripple is in the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojo Loop, IMF's High-Level Advisory Board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, a featured partner of the World Economic Forum. Does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.